You're watching pressure, not panic, not chaos, just pressure. Because strength doesn't need to shout to be real. Becoming confident, convinced this space should crack. That numbers and noise will be enough, and the first attacks hit the wall the way they always do. But every unit they send, every strike they commit, it isn't breaking anything. It's feeding it. You can see the moment it sets in, when confidence turns into hesitation. So they push harder, more attacks, more resources, more effort stacked on top of bad math. Fires don't start here. They start on the way out. Because this wall wasn't built for highlights. It was built for endurance. Wave after wave, the result stays the same. Because defense here isn't passive, it's patient. This is what happens when pressure meets structure, when noise meets restraint, when ego meets a wall that doesn't care. Welcome to WWC Live.
Welcome in, everybody, to WWC Arena. Good to have you in on a weird Tuesday. We're doing the show a little bit late today, but got so much stuff to go over and talk about that. Sometimes you got to do back to back, Jack. Let's see, Farmer Nids, welcome in. Chicken Charlie, good to see you. Hulk Crash. Good stuff. You know, Hulk Crash, there is a Hulk Crash on that intro video. There's an awful lot of Hulk Crashes around here. I ran into another one in Winter Storm. It's crazy. I don't know why it's like a popular name. But yeah, there's a bunch of Hulk Crashes. Woo's for the children. Good having you in, buddy. How are you? Nice to see you. Back, as always, nice to see you. Phantasma. Let's go, indeed. Let's go. All right, so let's pick up where we left off. So yesterday, we're having this conversation about train value, right? Like, what's the train value and stuff? Is it worth it? So let's rephrase this conversation and get it where we were talking about it. Which was in our Bounty Hunter event. So as we were looking at Captain Hedgehog's website and trying to figure out the best value for everything, one of those things was Valor. And we said, okay, so if people are getting Valor and Bounty Hunter, you can get things for free. You can redeem them for free. So is Valor, where is it the cheapest? And per Captain Hedgehog's site, Valor is the cheapest in Bounty Hunter, which we've heard quite a bit about. This being the cheapest spot for it. I do not recommend you buy it. This conversation is actually not about whether you should be spending your bullets or your little, whatever the hell they call these things. There's multiple bullets in this Bounty Hunter. It's like you get the original bullets and then you get the redemption tickets that are bullets. So it's very confusing on what you're supposed to call this. But anyway, you get your little tickets here. And so I said, really what you should be spending them on is bond bags, and we went over it yesterday. I'll have a separate pop-out video if you happen to miss that on our live yesterday, where I went over the store values and how we should be spending, especially free to play, collecting bullets, how many bullets you need to collect, things like that in order to get the bond badges essentially for free, as you collect to earn enough tickets. But then it got into, well, this is the cheapest place to get Valor. So if you are paying for it, how much is it? Okay, so we wanted to do a side comparison with trains, because trains also offer 1,000 Valor. And Wisconsin brought up yesterday, he said, well, I know that the weekly Valor deal is not good. So what if I was short Valor and I needed to get some, and like I wasn't in this event? Is trains a good way to capture Valor value? And the question came up, yeah, I mean, or at least from my perspective, I thought it was. And there were some people who said, oh, the train value wasn't good. It's not a good value. It's, doesn't equate. So let's do a side-by-side comparison of train Valor versus Valor and the Bounty Hunter sword to see what you're actually getting and how this sorts out. Let's first talk about how much it costs to get, money-wise, how much it costs to get Valor, because we don't want to compare this with, hey, I can save my bullets and spend them and get Valor for free. That's not the conversation. The conversation is actually, if you were spending to pay for Valor, let's do a side comparison. So in order to get Valor here, we know how many tickets do we need to get 10? Because 10 and 10 would give us 1,000. Well, we need 500 tickets. So how do we get to 500 tickets if we had to pay for them? There's two different ways you can do it. One would be to buy the bullets. And we know that based on yesterday's, that for 1,100, I was able to get 1,500 of these tickets. So if I got 500 bullets for $50, that would be enough to accomplish that. I may be able even to do it for like $40 to get it. Now, we did go over last night, so the amount that's showing right here is like 1,100 bullets. We spent on some of that, to showcase some of it. So I can say around $40 to $50 there. Or the Wandering Merchant also offers $50 tickets for 600 tickets for $50. So this again is probably around $40 gets you enough, but you get it through the Wandering Merchant instead of the bullets. Okay. So either way, we're going to assume around a $40 value here from Bounty Hunter. All right, so that's where we're at, $40, $50 for your Valor. So now we need to go to the train to figure out, is the train giving that much? So we did this experiment. I've done a couple of these. I had to refresh a bunch. I wanted to refresh and look at the different contents that each one gives you. I bought a train today. The team made out like UXW made out by bandits today because we had our original train that got assigned, and then I bought a train today to do this whole experiment to go through. And then also then after I bought a train, Peanut then followed up and bought a train. And so we had UXW's got the choo-choo treats today for all of our trains. But in any case, I don't think mine is back quite yet. It might show you though. That it left? No, maybe it doesn't show. Where does it show that it left? Right here. Okay. Here's my contents. So here were my contents. Now, I refreshed and ended up only doing one deco box for this train. Typically, we do 2 deco boxes, and it will definitely up the value of the train when you do 2 deco boxes, okay? One of the things that's important when just purchasing the train that isn't on here for contents is you get 10,000 diamonds for purchasing it. So you're trying to compare. What you need to figure out is, okay, so we know the Valor that's given for the train is 1,000 when you get it. So that means that that's the $40 to $50 value that we know in Bounty Hunter. That's what it was for, which means now I need to make up train contents for about $50 to $60 in order to equate to having to get that $1,000 value to make it worth, let's say, around the price for the Bounty Hunter value. And so what comes with purchasing this train, and I wish I could pull it up here, but I actually did it on my phone. But what they give you for what else is included is da, da, da. 4 million iron. So you get 10, you essentially get 40, you get around 40 million in iron. You get around 40 million in food, and then you're getting how much in gold? You're getting around, I think, 120. You're getting 120 million in gold. So you're getting a lot of value from the resources, let's say, in regards to the food. So that type of stuff. Hedgehog had what? 3 of the gold UR boxes was like 123 gold bricks. The food and iron and gold is worth about 1,300 bricks between 40 gold, 120 million gold boxes, and the 20 food and iron boxes each, 20 each, so 40 food and iron total. And the gold total, it ended up being around like 1,300 bricks just for those. You get a lot of speed ups that it gives you that are not on here, that are given for free as well with your initial purchase. And I think it's like 30 hours of speed ups. So those 30 hours of speed ups are worth another 600 bricks as you go forward with this. And then we get into what's the contents of in here. So you get the skill, you're getting skill chips here, which in this train, you're looking at 5,400 skill medals, which is worth 625 bricks on the website. And why is that an abomination spectrum? I'm telling you what you're getting. Why is it abomination? 4K gold is 500 bricks. 1 deco box is worth 833 bricks. There's 1 level 3 component box that's worth 500 bricks. And there's 80 of the 5-minute speed ups. That's worth 80 bricks. So altogether, added up just for this train, which is a 66,000 value train, was $50. Added up everything together in the train. Now, Peanut had a little bit more value. Peanut ran her train that she just did. Her train is at 85,000 in value. This one's value was a little bit more. She had a second deco box in it, so it's a little bit more. I was trying to do a condensed one to see the value as well as I went through. So overall, your train value is around 50, is around the contents of here will work out per the Captain Hedgehog website. If you look back, then you can say it's around a $50 value in the contents if you got a good train. Now, also, I want to caveat this too before everybody jumps and says, yeah, well, half the shit gets stolen, so he's a jerk. He doesn't know he's talking. Okay, well, let me caveat it before we get into this. The caveat is you shouldn't be purchasing a train unless you can guarantee the certainty of that train to survival. Okay? Let's just put that out there. So if you have a whale, you're going to put them as a protector, then cool. That's what you want to do, right? That's when you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a train because I have a protector. Okay? If you don't have a protector, then yeah, don't buy a train. Okay? Cool. All right. We'll work that through for the trolls out there. So let's say you get your train, it survives. So you are getting about a $50 value here. Then you get the $40 value. So if you're looking at it from a bounty hunter, like if you're comparing it through a bounty hunter lens of the cheapest value, you're probably giving away like $10, $15 like to like for 1,000 valor to 1,000 valor. The train is probably worth $10 to $15 less. Is what I'm guessing comparing the two. Wisconsin's question, though, last night, and how he was phrasing it really wasn't against, hey, should I buy Bounty Hunter versus Train anyway? Wisconsin's question really was, hey, if I'm short 1,000, if I'm short Valor, I know the weekly deal is not a good deal, which it's not, by the way, because let's go back into why this conversation came up. Wisconsin was saying he was short. If he was short and he had to buy a train, is it good value? Because he knows the weekly deal is not. Now let's look at what the weekly deal is. The weekly deal is only going to give you 10,000 diamonds, which we get anyway on the train, 1,000 valor, which we get anyway on the train, and you're getting 80 gold. So you're getting double the gold here because you only get 40. Well, plus the resources you get with the train. So you're getting some extra resources here. And you're getting some extra speed ups, although they're kind of they're very similar if you compared to the 31 hours that you get initially, and then plus you're getting speed ups probably in your carts. Then you go into everything else that's not on here, what is in the value, which is skill medals, exclusive, deco boxes, whatever. I think it's hands down that the train is much better value than the weekly. And so that's where Wisconsin's train comment came in saying, I know this weekly value isn't good. How does the train compare if I'm short valor medals? And so if it's not Bounty Hunter week and you can't get it through Bounty Hunter where it was the cheapest, if I get a train, is it worth it? And the answer is, sure, the train is fine value. The train is solid value. There is nothing wrong with the train. It's $10 to $15 off what your actual valor is. But what's also needs to be taken into account is not only are you getting the contents of the train, which are just fine, but you're also giving it to the protector of your alliance. You're getting all the resources on the train, plus you've given 2 of the carts to a defender, and then plus you've given, all your team, whatever it is. What is it? 20 carts on your team. The team was freaking out. Like, they were incredibly thankful for my train and for Peanut's train and whatever. Everybody likes it. And people are thankful. That's not even counting the people that get on. Because most people don't get onto the train. They also things that aren't factored in that you get from the train, that we talk about all this stuff, but any kind of alliance medals you get in, there's no real dollar value that's assigned to alliance medals. They're just bonus medals. Like I got like 5,000 alliance badges here. So any kind of those you get, there's no real value to it. And tickets for refreshes. So I think I ended up with like 180 refresh tickets for people that were tipping on your train. Those can be used for truck refreshes for you to get more sleds. So the kind of hidden value in there as well by getting refresh tickets that you might not have. So if you don't use a lot to refresh your train, you're getting a ton of refresh tickets to be used for sleds. So what usually you might send out as trucks, because you might not be somebody who has a lot of tickets, or you might not be somebody who has a way to gather a lot of them. If you can turn your trucks into sleds based on those tickets, it's real hidden value in the train as well from gathering that many tickets. So that's just on top of everything, really, right? Like that makes up kind of the $10 to $15 difference. So the conclusion for me is that I think it's safe to say Bounty Hunter's value for valor, which kind of hard to compare the two anyway, right? I mean, one has 10,000 valor available in Bounty Hunter, and one is only for 1,000. So you're really just comparing 1,000 and 1,000. So it's kind of a silly exercise in that regard. But if we're just looking at if we're trying to say, is the train a solid value? Yes. The answer is yes. You may not want to spend your money that way, and you may not be a high spender. I don't know too many mid or low spenders that are going to be spending $100 on a train. However, if you're a high spender and you're wondering if a train is solid value, yes, you get your money back in the value that's in the train, plus the tickets, plus you're giving to your alliance all the other carts and everything else. So that would be my conclusion that comes away if you're looking straight up for train value. It doesn't replace Bounty Hunter's value of valor, but it beats the hell out of any kind of weekly value deal that this game has. Although, as I always said, really deals should be removed from anything in this game that says weekly. I mean, it's crazy. It's never really a deal that they do this. But whatever. I have, this is really something, by the way, looking at this valor, like the 1,000 valor, reason why I went into the whole I don't buy valor, and I'm kind of with, a low spender. You can put me in the low spender category when it comes to tech and valor at this stage of the game, because I just don't. I don't buy it. For the most part, I'm not buying any valor. I did buy a train here and there, but I'm not going to get 10,000 valor. I'm not going to buy it weekly. It's just not something I've done. Actually, it's the first train I bought in quite some time. But I don't know, like I don't honestly when I turn around and I end up buying the trains, I buy it for I often like I bought this train for this experiment. The original train that I bought when I was buying the train, I had come back from vacation. I bought it from my alliance. That's why I bought it. I bought it to kind of make the alliance happy. So I feel like there's certain moments in alliances that you don't understand that you look at the top alliances and you just say, hey, they have a lot of power. Hey, they're this. And I think there's hidden things that happen in very good alliances that people don't talk about. And, you know, some of those things are like the overabundance of eggs that are dropped after events. People will just drop eggs all the time after reset in our alliance. So people that are just sitting there are just constantly getting fed diamonds and opening eggs and whatever. It makes people happy. People enjoy that, to open eggs. We have parties. Just randomly, people have parties from this. You get the gifts from the people that are buying, especially on events. I proved that when I showed you how many gifts that you're getting from events and things. So the spenders that are giving back, it's just another way to give back to your alliance, to keep everybody happy, to make everybody participate, to be happy to play the game, to be happy to sign on, be happy that you're part of this alliance and gelling together. It's just another reason that you walk away, you log off for the day, or you log back on the next day and say, hey, you know, it's pretty cool being part of this alliance. And this isn't the only alliance that does it, but I'm just saying that, you know, there's a lot to the fact of giving trains and different things to alliances that you can give. Champions duels, when people can give back on champions duels, or people can win 3v3. Giving back to your alliance in those ways, that's fun. And I can tell you from a high spender, it's awesome. If I'm in the champion, all of you also know, I don't give a shit about the champions duel. Like, I make the semifinals or what, I don't care. To me, it's a pissing contest. It always has been. And the cool part about making something like a semifinals or whatever is not getting your lights in blinkety blink. It's really cool that your entire server gets something or your team gets something. It's additional rewards. And anytime you can do that, that's cool. That's a nice thing to do. And that's the thing that everybody appreciates. And people say thank you after 3v3 if you can make the top 10. That's what kind of being part of the alliance and enjoying being part of alliance is, or being part of a server is those type of things. So a train also kind of goes into that category of just thank yous and giving back to a really good alliance. And it's kind of a responsibility that you have, to be dead honest with you. I mean, if you're a high spender, there's a certain responsibility playing the game that you have. You know, shouldn't just join an alliance and just, you know, I see this all the time. I see people, you guys see this too. You see it aplenty, you know. I don't know sometimes how people play like multiple servers. How could you even do that? Like, it's just like there's so much time that needs to go into chatting with your alliance, giving to your alliance, helping the alliance, doing all your things and gelling, that I don't have that kind of time, like, to do that. Like, I'm on here. You guys see me on here. I have time to talk to you guys about what we're doing and what the hell's going on, answer the questions, go about the business. But I don't even play the game when I'm on here for the most part, other than clicking around and showing you guys examples of things. I'm not playing. This doesn't even go into my play time. This is more just help time. So yeah, I don't know how you can do that, because you have to spend so much time on your server and so much time in your alliance to be like committed to it, that people look at you and, you know, actually care about you. That it's just part of the responsibility of being a high spender. And all the high spenders could tell you the same thing. I'm not talking out of school here. It's just something all the other high spenders will tell you the same thing. There's certain things that you're expected to do, like give advice about how they should be spending their money, what they should be working on in your alliance, tech, helping with battle reports, leading your alliance down the right path, protecting the server during kill events by hopping around and helping the other alliances, not being selfish and just staying in your alliance. You're also hopping around and saying, get the hell out of my alliance, get the hell out of my server. You're going to get burnt. I don't care who you are, right? That's part of the responsibility of it. Reinforcing people, watching out for folks, not just letting them get burned and not care. Same with Meteorite for the most part. Like, these are all things that high spenders and people need to care about to have a healthy alliance. You look to them as a certain responsibility. And if they don't do those things, then you kind of don't care about them. If you're a free-to-play person, you know what I'm talking about too. Or you're a low spender, you know what I'm talking about, and you know who that person is in your alliance. And they might be an R4, which is a damn shame, by the way. Because if you're an R4 and you don't do that crap, that's really sucky. And they know who you are. They don't even understand why you're an R4. It's all who you know and who you blow. Like, I mean, it's a bunch of garbage. They don't belong in there, right? Like, they're not pulling their weight. They're not helping you in any way. They could disappear, and you probably would be like, what? Who left? Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah, don't be that guy. You don't want to, or woman. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person that the Alliance doesn't give a shit about. You might as well transfer. You know? But if you're there, then care. Hey, look at that. See? If you're there, then care. Damn it. Yeah, I knew what I was saying. What are we talking about? Anyway, so we started there. Got some more folks popping in. Pegasus, what's going on? Spectrum. Yeah, Spectrum. I didn't have the two deco. It was like refresh was going crazy, and I was just looking at the different things. It was a fine value, by the way. And then Peanut came up and popped in a double deco one anyway. So she also did it. So that's all good. All of experiment, my man. It worked out just fine. Thanks, Pegasus. Appreciate you. Woo-woo's for the children. Having you in. Arrow, welcome in. This week has been great for trains for us. We are in a grouping with 2 dead servers and an almost dead server. Okay, so why does that make trains great for you? Not sure. Not entirely sure. Hero, but yeah, daily and weekly are highest right value. Yeah, weekly sucks. I mean, I get the premise that it's more than just the Valor. I'm not saying it's not. It's just it's not of good value. When you can find multiple other avenues that offer better deals than weekly, I feel like it's also an excuse by people that are buying it to try to make themselves feel better about buying it because it's not a great deal. But I would rather have the train. Just for all those reasons that I said, besides the reward. So, but yeah. What's up, Mike? The Sage in the house. So good having Mike the Sage around. Let's see if I'm 100% agreed on all that. Okay, cool. Top player has been buying lots of trains for our alliance, and it's been great. Good to hear, Farmer Nibs. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. That's what people should be doing. Support. All right. So let's get into Goldvein. Let's talk a little bit about Goldvein, our experience, what we went through. Videoed a few things too, to share what happened. For those of you, just catch you up at where we are right now through 2 weeks. With this 3rd week coming up, we already won. We are the attackers. And they're the defenders, and we've already won. Oh, by the way, already Dober is using the new picture I made for the season. No, that's cool to see. Good stuff. I told you I made all these jungle pictures for the team. I have mine too. Somebody made mine. I forgot. I gotta go look who made it. They made an awesome picture. Woo, was it you that sent me that picture? I think Woo might have made it for me. Did you make it, Woo? The one that you sent me? The jungle one? Because I'm going to use it. I got to find out who did it. It was like a couple weeks ago before. Listen, you go in Vegas and you forget everything. But after the Goldvein one, I'm going to pop that one in because it was a pretty cool picture. Anyway, so where are we right now? Yeah, you did. All right. Thanks, Woo. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, it was a pretty cool picture. I like it. I'm gonna do that after this week of Goldvein and we finish up. So where are we right now where we stand? This is what it looks like, everybody. So if you have not played Goldvein yet, all right, well, let me help you out. So Goldvein, you can see as an attacker, it turned all these blue buildings into the ones that we own right here. So you can see we own the majority of this map. There is only 2 ones that we didn't. Now it's funny because Goldvein will say 4 weeks. It'll say week 2, week 3, week 4. Don't know. Completely stupid because there is no week 1. Week 1 is like you're deciding the factions, whatever your teams and picking. Okay, then let's just say it hasn't started yet because we're not fighting. I mean, does Warzone duel? It's silly. Anyway, it says week 2, 3, 4. So your first day of Goldvein, your first week that you participate in Goldvein, there's 3 weeks. The first one's for these outer ones, okay? And the big ones to focus on are going to be these. You can see the point difference of 175 for all of these in here. So these are the most important buildings, obviously. These around here on the outside are 40. However, one of the first things I'm going to tell you is don't make this mistake of thinking that they do not count. Hey, last time I checked, adding all of those up is pretty damn good value, right? When you're taking all of these and you're putting these in. So I don't know. Well, what's this? I don't know, but 200. If you own all, if somebody's sitting there, if somebody's going to sit there and only care about this 175 one, right? Well, you can take all of these and they're worth 200 if you get them all. Now, granted, you got to get 5, right? But this is going to be part of the key that I talked to you about. So these are worth 175. Now, the second week you come in, you're going to have to do these quadrants here on the innards here. And you can see that the same happens in here. This is worth 496 on the ones that are in here. And then your outer ones are 251. And then there's the Golden Palace, which is the last week. Now, if you look at the point value for the Golden Palace, it's crazy. It's 3,500 points for the Golden Palace. Now, considering you only need 5,000 points at the end to win, well, 3,500 is in the Golden Palace. Now, I also want to tell you, you're getting rewards every week. So if you get the most points, if you can get more points than your opponent can prevent you from getting, you win that week, and therefore you're going to get a shit ton of honor points and everything else because you still win every single week. So granted, 5,000 for the final week, which we already won, by the way, but it's important to win every single week. So you want to win the week 2, which is the outer. It's so confusing to say that. I'm going to just call it. You're going to win week 1, which is this one, and then you're going to win week 2. You're going to get points, and then you win the Golden Palace week, and you win 3. So see, you still want to win all 3 of those, right? Okay. All right. So here is the main thing that I want to focus on for attackers and defenders, really. This is to everybody who's about to go in and playing it, all right? Now, one of the main things that I've noticed the attackers making mistakes on is, and sometimes you could be the defenders making the mistake on as well, is that you come in and you look at this building and you think, okay, all I need to do is protect these and I'll be fine, right? I'll just protect the big point buildings and we're going to be just fine. Okay. That doesn't necessarily work if your outer buildings are worth the 200 points, right? So now they don't need to secure all 4 of these. They may only need to secure 1 of them, right? And so what I'm going to tell you to do is, as you are if you are the attacker, one of the main things you need to make sure your strategy is, and this does not work if you do not have a lot of participation. So the servers that you have, this, believe it or not, this is not about strength. This is not about VIP 18s, folks. This is not just about like, oh, how the hell am I supposed to get that person on the building? They're too damn strong for us. That is not what Goldvein is about. The developers did a good job in making sure that that wasn't what it was about. So if the other team has a couple people that are incredibly strong or whatever, that's who we're facing. We're facing people that are incredibly strong. I showed you Jimmy Wassam and OQ, 2 VIP 18s, very strong. Leonida, very strong. We've gone over him over and over again. Leonida is so strong. He's now, I have a new battle report from Leonida we can go over where he survived Justin hitting him. Right, so now we've seen him survive Qatar, we've seen him survive Stickman, we've seen him survive Justin. Leonida is incredibly strong, right? So we went against them. It is not about that, folks. What it's about is spreading out your attack. What you really want to make them do is defend. They're defenders. You want to make them defend. Just because one building may be locked in at 70%, and one building's sitting there vulnerable at, I don't know, like 20, only 20% or something like that, you don't necessarily need to go for the building that you don't need to get the most out of. If they're not protecting a building and you can gain position on it, pivot. That is the most important thing in Goldvein is you can have a plan, you can go in there and strike which buildings you're supposed to be claiming, and everybody have their responsibility. But the important thing to do is make them defend everything, because that's going to screw them up. Their plan is going to be there and sit there as a defender and say, okay, we're going to make sure we protect. We think you're going to go after this one. We're going to go here and get position. We think you're going to go here. We're going to get position. They show you zig, you zag as an attacker. Make them protect as much property as humanly possible. Don't you let a building, don't you not attack a building, right? And that doesn't mean you have to have 400 people at every building to do it. You can have the smaller alliances spread out and start chipping away at some of these buildings as well. The point is just make them defend. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and have them defend one building and think you're okay. And if they want to pour you, then let them pour you. You come back in and then you're going in. You don't even have to, as an attacker, you don't have to go after their bases to win this thing. You need the buildings. You need the buildings, which means you don't even have to worry about necessarily attacking, right? Now, there's multiple strategies in here that I will tell you. And as a defender, what you should be ready to do is don't strategize to just hold one building. You need to be able to pivot. Now, you can put one, if one strong person can hold one building, then you need to spread the hell out. Because this game is actually about the clock. The thing that's in the defender's pocket is the clock. That clock takes forever for you to get percentages on these buildings. That's your advantage. Your advantage is the attacker cannot get a building fast. Know that going in. If you get a building down to, let's say, 0, or you get a building at 15 or something, you can afford, what I want to best phrase this for you as a defender, is you need to plate spin. You need to keep all your plates spinning. So if you see one building is down on time and one building they're kind of going after, getting close, go to that building and get it in line. Just get the percentages back in your favor. That other one that you're leaving is going to take forever anyway. They can't do nothing about that one right now. It's going to take them like 10 minutes to sit there and clock that. You can get the other one in line at this point. So it's plate spinning. It's plate spinning and really just trying to get as many as you can during that week. And believe me, it's all about winning that week, okay? Because as you, and think about it as, break it down into weeks. Don't break it down into buildings, because as a defender, it's going to be very difficult when you're trying to protect these for you to control what happens with these outside ones. It's going to be very difficult because you're trying to defend too much territory at that point. So you're going to have to give up something as an attacker. As a defender. You're going to have to give them something. But just make sure you win the week, right? So if you defend the buildings this week, then next week, sure, you can defend these and figure out what you want to prioritize to win the week. By giving up these buildings on the outside now, if you're protecting on the inside and you're so much closer, they can't win the week by just getting the outside ones. There's not enough points if you're protecting on the inside. But also know how much pressure it puts on you if you give up the outside ones, right? Know how many you need to protect in here. Now you have to protect a crap ton of these buildings in order to get that week, right? So now you need to make sure you're not giving up these big point ones here anymore to get to that point total that you need to survive. And that's where we get to right now, where we're in, where we basically, and I'll show you in some of the video of where we were able to capture some of these outside buildings last week, or this past week, that were left over from the prior week. As you can see here, these buildings are here, right? Well, we're going for the Golden Palace, and they're trying to protect this Golden Palace. Why wouldn't we want to secure those? Why wouldn't we want to get those, right? So it's going to be very difficult when you're focusing on one thing to figure that out. So just keep that in mind as you're trying, but you need to plate spin. And as a defender, your goal is just understand your goal in this is to run out the clock. Run out the clock. you are not going to be able to just rely on VIP 18s to bully people around. It's not going to work unless you have a boatload. I mean, if you have 17 of them, sure. It's a cheat code to be able to put a different VIP 18 at every strong building and then whatever. Sure. Of course, that's going to be a cheat code. But I mean, they had the people we're going against had 3 VIP 18, at least 3. And I think they have 4. Or they at least have 3 and a high 17. I mean, a couple of high 17s. But they weren't able to do it. They weren't able to do it because it's all about how you're doing it. Now, let's talk about how we did this in week 1. How did we win week 1 when we didn't even care? We went in with no strategy and nobody gave a shit. We weren't communicating with each other. And we're talking, how did we end up winning that week? How is that even possible? So I can tell you that it just so happened the best strategy, and what I just explained to you, fits into that strategy of not having one in a way on week 1. Because what did I just tell you the best thing to do was? Spread out and make them defend everything. Well, nobody's going to spread out more than teams that aren't communicating. Nobody's going to spread out more than servers that aren't communicating with each other. Because everybody's attacking different stuff. And funny enough, that's exactly what you needed to do. Secondly, because we didn't care as much, and this worked out great in week 1, we actually did what Punisher was on talking about. If you heard Shady Pun talking about what 184's defensive strategy was, that was our offensive strategy. Our offensive strategy was, we don't care about the buildings. We're just going to hit the shit out of you into submission. All we're going to do is fight you. So they were all worrying about defending the buildings. And while they were defending the buildings, they had their first and seconds out protecting these buildings. We didn't give a shit about the buildings. We just wanted to smack people because we weren't really playing, right? Well, come to find out, it actually worked phenomenal. Just smacking them over and over and really running a whole bunch of those alliances out of troops when they were trying to defend because we didn't try to capture anything. Then all of a sudden, we realized, if you saw me playing on week 1, if you go back and watch the live, one of the things I was doing, because our goal was to like conserve for season 6, I was making my way to buildings and just holding buildings. I was at this building and this building. I was just at buildings. And so everybody's out there scrambling, fighting everybody. I was just sitting at buildings, holding them, making sure we captured those and had those. I wasn't really on the whole kill squad routine. I was actually trying to conserve troops for season 6. So my goal was to hit the buildings, like hold the buildings as much as we could to try to, win the event and see what happened. Half of our alliance voted they didn't want to participate. They wanted to open chests and then not even do the event. I think once people started to have fun knocking people around, they were like, man, this is fun. Like just fighting. Let's just fight. And that's what they did. And they ended up at the same time, then in the first 15, 20 minutes, all of a sudden, the buildings became available. People started to bail out. They started to take buildings. I was over on the right taking buildings up here when we were securing stuff. And they're like, wait a minute, we're actually chipping away and getting these buildings. But I can assure you that it was a coincidence. It wasn't a strategy. But it happened to be the coincidence that I just shared with you. The reason why it worked is because we were doing it. We were spread out. I was over here. My alliance is over here. Nobody had a set place to be necessarily. It was go out and have fun and smack people in the mouth. So we were here. The other alliances were down here. And so we were spread across the whole map. The defender had no clue what to do. They were just overwhelmed. And before they knew it, buildings started to fall. They're like, wait a minute, how the hell are we losing buildings? Because nobody knew what to do. And as strong as they were at the top, they just didn't have the participation that we had. With 5 servers, a couple of those servers were really determined to prove their worth because we didn't think, Doberman called them out and didn't think that they were going to participate and they were going to kiss 196 SAS, and there was this whole thing back and forth. And come to find out, I'll tell you what, as I've said before, boy, they participated. They were phenomenal. They brought it that first week. They played phenomenally, and really like supported it. I have no problem like showing you guys like the the rankings of how it worked for week 2 when you week 2 when you look at the alliances, you had 165 had 3 teams in here. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th team. 158 was the 2nd team. So these people brought it. They were there. The servers were participating. And then you had 118 who UXW finished first in everything every single week. And then we had 118. We had the 6th and 7th team here from 118. So we were there. I mean, it's like everybody was spread out. We had tons of participation, people, and they couldn't match it. They couldn't match it and were overwhelmed, and that's why they gave it up on week 1. So it really just goes to show you, I will tell you, it happened to be a coincidence, but coming away reflecting on it, that's what it was, is spreading out work. So what happened then when you look at second week, when they knew that, right? They knew what we were going to do, or they knew now, oh crap, we better really take this seriously, because they brought it and they were able to secure and win week 1. So how are they going to win week 2? Okay, so that brings me, let me show you a little bit of week 2, a condensed version that I have here to kind of walk you through a little bit of this. As you can see, we had our plan. This was our alliance, where we were going to start, where we were going to attack, what we were going to do. We wanted to come on. This one was already 71%. So we were going to come over and attack this building right here. You can see that look at all of these buildings that were not taken in the first week. So only this was taken, none of these. And so we had a plan that other teams, while we were keeping the majority of the heavy hitters busy, we wanted to spread out again. Let's make sure everybody takes all of the buildings. We want to conquer the map. So we'll be over here. We want the little teams, the little folks, to be able to take this. So everybody has a piece of this. Everybody has a part to play. Okay? So let's go in now and take a look at how this worked. This just to show you, we had all of these. We had all of these. You can see we still had 2 left here. And up in the top left, I don't know if I go, oh yeah. Up in the top left, you could see we had these 2 that we still needed to take. So there were quite a few outskirt buildings that we needed to roll after. The other alliances were going to be over here. And I'll give you a sneak peek. We don't look at it as much. They take their big player, their VIP 18, and a couple of their strongs, and they put them in here. And they take 3/4 of their heavy hitters and go after UXW right here. That was their plan. And you can see it by the map. You could see eventually as it pulls in red. So some of this stuff I skip around and I fill in. So you can see here, this is our goal. We start, and here we go. So we already, I fast forwarded through this. So just back right in that first beginning part. And you can see how, okay, now look, this was 3/4. So we come in, they out positioned us. They popped in first. They treated it. I can tell you, when you're trying to time it, treat it like a dig. So pick a spot on this map, and you know how you just hammer the button to pick your spot? You don't sit there, you try to time the 1 second. You just start hammering that friggin' button, right? Yeah, hammer that button. Because everybody's picking that same split second at the same time. You're not going to get the spot if you try to click it perfectly. So just do it a million miles an hour and just try to try to get the spots in there. But as you can see, look at all their commitment to stopping us. This is, 4/5 of their strength in their army was like, we're not giving up this spot. Okay? Which actually we planned for. So now we commit to doing this. Now I will tell you one more thing before we continue. You'll notice there's a cannon here, and there's a cannon here, and there's this building right here. If you can't get to the main building, other people have beaten you to that spot, I want you to make sure you're capturing this building. It speeds up the durability, the damage that you do by like 60%. So if you kind of like, how when you take over things in the Warzone duel and you stack more people in the building and your timing goes down. Oh, can you guys not see it? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, okay. That helps. That helps. All right, let me go back and just show you again how they committed. All right, I'll do this again. All these buildings. This is what I was talking about. If I was displaying these buildings in the bottom left corner here, they weren't captured from week 1. Over here, these buildings were all captured in week 1. If I'm right, these we had 2 left to capture up in here, and this we had 2 left to capture here. The sneak peek I was telling you was they're going to put a few of their heavy hitters here, like their number 1 Jimmy Wassam, couple people, and then they're going to overcommit to this spot right here to stop UXW. So you'll see as we come in, do this one more time. Okay, you can see how they've overcommitted to this one spot. They put 4/5 of their people just to stop UXW. That's what I was talking about. A lot of heavy hitters in here to just commit to the spots right there. Now, this is what I was saying. Just don't treat it like a dig. Don't do it. Don't try to time it. Let me go. I just want to. Okay. So you have this cannon, and then you have this building. This building is a durability building. Very important for you to capture. You want to capture this because it ups your percentage of durability by 60%. It's very important. So while you're fighting for this, if you've ever seen a Warzone duel and while you put more people into the building, you see your clock go down. So you see you have to capture less time. That's really what this is going to do by capturing these buildings. You're going to see your percentages actually go up and down based on the positioning that you carry in these buildings. So you're going to want to capture and hold these buildings. Okay. All right. So let's play this out and just kind of show you a little bit. If you can't get close, I'm like myself, I was really capturing this building over and over again. I really wasn't even fighting that much around here. I did it for a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to capture the durability on the building to try to kick everybody out because they were holding this. And then once I got in here, I was able to hold this pretty good for quite some time. And so as you can see here, they're having difficulties going in and even capturing this building. Secretly, though, just to let you know, this isn't our target anyway. Although this is where we're spending our time, in about 10 minutes, I think at the 40-minute mark, this building below frees up. So you can see on this where I'm going to keep, and a lot of this I tried to just span around on the map constantly to show you everybody how this was going. So you can see here we're already capturing, making progress on these outskirt buildings here. And our other alliances on the right side inward are taking those. Coming down here, over here, you can see you can see here. Look, we have all of these buildings. We are clocking everything is blue. So we have people at all of those while they are overcommitting to that middle. And look, we're doing it with 2 people, 3 people. These 4 just reinforcing on the outside, staying shielded. So this is what I'm trying to say. Don't think you have to overcommit and put a ton of people down. They're giving those buildings up. They're giving them up. So take them. Because look at how many points we had. By the end, you have to make it to 5,000 points. All of these buildings are going to help you get there without getting the middle. So if they're going to give them, spread out and take them. Don't wait, by the way, and let them realize you're doing it. Have them overcommit, defend somewhere, and then you spread out. 1, 2 here. Just make them work. You can see here how many people we have at this alliance taking this all by ourselves. All right, so coming back here, again, same story. We lost a lot of percent on here, but these are all being taken. While we are a giant distraction, folks. An absolute distraction. Everybody, you saw how many people were there. It's like 4/5 everybody's there. Look at what's happening on these buildings. Look at what's happening here from the other alliances are able to do. The other servers are able to accomplish. Because it's all about stopping us. It's all about stopping UXW, which is fine. And I get what they're trying to do. They're concerned and they're spread out and thin because they're like, oh, this is worth the most points. We don't want you to get it. Okay, cool. So they're really stopping this one and they're committed over here. We're at the 49-minute mark. Guys, we've already toppled this building. This one's done already. Go in, you can see the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Let it run through a little bit. And this is basically like an hour. And this is basically like an hour video that I condensed to like 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So you come in. Okay, and now you can see again, we've now taken, this is the inner buildings. We're only 42 minutes in. We've already taken this one, this one, this one, and this one on the inside already. And these buildings are not open yet, by the way. They do not open until I believe the 40-minute mark. And we are just, again, absorbing the attention. Now, their big bodies are having struggles here. If I zoom in, you can see here, we are committed over here, the other servers. You basically have UXW by ourselves over on that left. We're allowing our 4 other friends servers. All those servers are able to just commit in here. That's why you're seeing this overpopulated. They don't have enough people. That's the bottom line. They just do not have enough people. Their strength, look at the red. They have the positioning. They have their strongest people here, so they don't need as many to hold on, but they're being overrun. Just understand, as those other buildings, because you have them committed to stopping, those other buildings on the outside, as they get captured, you get to now take those people and bring them in to another building. You've already captured it. Now you come in. You already capture it. Then you come in. So now are you not only getting the outer buildings, but now you're able to recommit those people right into here to go after the stronger one. And you can see, like, they're still capturing, even with all of these people, because they have VIP 18. This is their strength, right? And this is where you'll look at it and say, we can't stop those VIP 18s. You're right. You can't, right? You can't by yourselves. You need to just absolutely fund them. I don't know if I show Jimmy Wassam in here, but there's He Who Remains right there. I don't know, he's in here somewhere. I can tell you that right now. And you can see they're taking it, they're giving it up, they're taking it, they're giving it up. They have it at 7. Now, this is our plan. We wanted to distract up there above, because at the 40-minute mark, the one below on the map, that's worth all the points. This one opens up. The bottom 4 quadrants in the south open up at the 40-minute mark. So we just bought ourselves time by letting them overcommit 4/5 of their stuff to try to stop us at that one spot. In that time frame, we're capturing all the other buildings. We're capturing that, and we're going to now switch and get the positioning that we didn't have at the other one on this one. So we're basically giving them that. You can take that. Now we're going to come grab this one. You guys can stay there and then watch. I mean, we're just going to all pop in here. And eventually it'll pop out on the map. You can see us all just repositioning, waiting for the clock. Slowly but surely. Now look at that. Look at how look at the position we have on this one. Now this one is worth the most points. But now look at the difference. Look at that difference. And the other servers are just kicking ass over on this right side. I mean, look at this. They've already got this. They got this. I mean, it's just awesome. Look at that. Look at to see this. These are just the other servers going to work. And they are just committed on stopping these too. But it's just too much. It's overwhelming. I mean, you just see them popping in more and more as they capture these buildings to be able to commit to that one. And here they are. They're committed to stopping this one. So they're like, okay, well, we're not going to let you here. We're going to stop this one. But we outflanked already. We outpositioned them here for this one. Now, what's amazing to me is nobody shifts. Nobody shifts. And this is when I talk about plate spinning. If you're a defender, there's no need for you to hang out here anymore. Right? Like this other one over here that we passed, that we were at, that we're no longer there. There's no need for you to have everybody committed there. So this one, everybody's still committed at, but we're not trying to take it. And you got it down to 23.3. Plate spinning, plate spinning. You don't have to worry about this one right now. You should be helping with that one. Or coming after this one or the other. But the problem is, not one person in here, or I think there's like one. Look at there, one red. We've already taken it to 37%, and only one red has come over. And this is going down, and they can take it down. Don't care about it. Don't care about it. Look, two reds, and we're already at 40. They've given up 40% on it. And we have all of our strength here. Like all of our power. Doberman, me, Loam, Peanut, everybody's here. 100% of our strength. So we're not even at C1. There's no need to hold it because we don't have the power to grab it at this point. Plate spinning, folks. You have to balance it out. And all of these are you're able to take those. And they're overcommitted here. Nobody is there trying to take that one either, but all the resources are there to stop it, right? Take it down. Keep taking it down. But plate spinning, you could leave that at 30. Look how long it's taken us to even pick this up. I just told you all our strength was here. We have like 100 people in that building. Look how long it's taking us to capture that building. Look, we've been sitting here. We only got it to 48%. And I'm fast forwarding through this. Because you could see 36 minutes, it's taken us 4 minutes to lift that like 20%. So we clearly, you're fine leaving these buildings where they are at those percentages because no one's going to touch it. It's at 16%. No need to protect it any longer. Go get this one. Look at how overpopulated. Make people commit here. Or take this one's at 30%. There's no need to have that many people there, right? And finally, this is where one of their VIP 18s comes over. They're kind of giving up on that building. And I think that's when OQ comes over here and tries to hit us. But we're at 50%. All we care about is securing the building. We don't want to fight. We don't want to hit bases. We don't want to give up our positioning. That's all we care about right now. Just staying in this tight little nest and making that to 50%. So people's instructions are, and when you're in this spot, if you're wondering what you do when people come behind you, like a VIP 18 like this, what's your job? Your job is to get ported. Your job is to go ahead, drop your walls if you're not strong, and get ported. And then an engineer needs to clear that spot. Again, they don't have anybody around to compete with us, so therefore engineers should be able to clear the spots. If you can clear the spots, then you can pop somebody into the spot again, make them clear you again, so on and so forth. You waste their time. That's all you need to do, is waste their time. And here you can see we are at 29 minutes. So you see how long now, when I tell you how long it takes, they sat here until this got to 0%. Overcommitting. You don't need that. You don't need that, folks. And so now we're at 72%. You can see they're making some headway. They're trying now. They started this, they gave us 50%. And now they're starting to make their way in to the circle. But again, be ported, pop back in. Be ported, pop back in. Don't give up your positioning. More important, just waste. You got to get that clock. We have to just secure the property, and then you can just move. Doesn't matter. But see how long it takes for you to do this? I mean, we came in and that building was like at 27 or something, 20%. And now it's been 15 minutes, and we're at 76%. So it takes forever to do. You can see here, we're going to jump around a little bit for the time. Okay, this was interesting part. So now they're making their way, and look how many people have now made it in, and we're at 90%. Now just remember, they didn't start making their way in until 50%. So if they had timed it a little bit earlier and made their move when they would have been able to do this much earlier and wasted our time trying to capture this building earlier. But because they didn't act and move in and let us stay in that little circle and take too much percentage, we were able to get where we are. Now, Leonida comes over, and he's going to hit me. Now, I'm going to make a decision here. I had my troops off my wall with Leonida and the VIP 18s around. There's 90% in the building. I'm going to try to put my people back on my wall. I'm going to put my wall back up because I'm trying to make him burn back to his base to see if I can waste a little bit more of his time. I can't stop him. My number one's in the building. I'm not going to pull my number one out. I want my number one. The building is the number one priority, not my base. So right here at this point, I can be ported as long as an engineer clears my spot and lets me back in. But I'm going to try to waste his time. So you'll see me put my wall back on as Leonida comes in and starts hitting me. You can see Leonida keep coming over. I'm going to try to pop in, put my 2 and 3 on here, and try to waste his time. He's going through me like a knife through butter. It's ridiculous. But then after he hits me, all of a sudden, Vulture comes over and reinforces me. Peanut reinforces me. Doberman reinforces me. As you can see here, Leonida's going to try to travel all the way over and hit Vulture because he's reinforcing me. Peanut is reinforcing Vulture. It's just a roundabout way. He's got me down to 1,000, but with Peanut and Doberman reinforcing, he's now, instead of hitting the object here, is for have Leonida going to focus on me and not that building. Don't want him clearing out that building. Stay away from the building. So, as you watch, instead of going after the building, he continues to pursue my base. And you see the percentages I was talking about, by the way. You may see it bounce around from 89% to 90%. Again, I told you, with taking the cannons and taking that other building, that durability building, you'll be able to see that the percentage clicked. Now we have, the other servers have this. They've taken over this property here. I'm just bouncing around to get a view of everywhere else because Leonida's like hitting, I'm in a building, Leonida's hitting me, and it's not doing anything because I'm reinforced now. So again, here he goes away burning right here. He's going, he's sending another march towards me. Perfect, and that's what we want. As long as he's not sending it this way at this building, I'm a complete diversion right here. We want that. So then he goes back burning. And now he's spy playing, like, who has people on? As long as he's focusing on this and not this, don't care. So it's working perfectly. There he goes. He's trying to hit me again. And then he goes away burning yet again. And this clock and this percentage keeps ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Here he comes again. And this happened, again, this happened over and over and over again for that last 10% that we were trying to capture, 15%. And it took forever, that percent. Believe me, when you're in, this is what things that are great about wars, is like that, to get to that point of 100%, it felt like it took an hour. Now, I just want to stop for a second and tell you. So again, we started this at the 40-minute mark, right? So we started capturing that. So look, without anybody hitting us out of the building, it took us 20 minutes to capture just that one building, to flip it from 30% to the top, right? So just keep that in mind when you're going to play Goldvein, how long it takes to actually take these properties. And then if you're a defender, again, you want to be able to just stall them out. The clock is your friend. The game allows your clock to be your biggest tool. Don't overcommit and have to drop everything to 0%. If you have something at 30%, 35%, look how long these buildings are going to take, right? So you can just plate spin and constantly keep these percentages working as you move around. You don't have to worry about even a building until it's at 60%. A matter of fact, when they were over here at 90%, They had an enormous chance. If Leonida would start hitting this building with OQ and a couple other ones, they could have cleaned us out. They could have got us out of there. And that would have just extended the clock. And again, maybe we would have gotten to 100% here. But I can tell you, after we did, it would have taken us the whole 20-minute time. And we wouldn't have gotten the other properties. And who knows, we might not have gotten enough points to win the following week. Being at 42.55, if it was in it, but they were just focused on 0. Look how many people are still there at 0%. And they're still overcommitted in here. There's just too many people. Like, they could all clear out, give this to blue, and you guys just saw right now, with 18 minutes to go, it would be hard for just those handful of blues to do any kind of damage in there. Or you could have left a handful of reds. Right? And so now we captured this. So now we are down, folks. These outside buildings, I believe at this point, are just about done. And you're looking at our final 5 buildings that we have to do. That's it. So that's for myself. I start moving around. A lot of us go over. We take the strategy of distraction once again. You can see that there's a lot of blues. We want to, we came over to help on this one over here. Came over to help to try to finish this one off. Originally, we were going to distract over here, but this one was so close. We were going to try to help them commit. We had so many blues over here, though, and we were so far out, it really just didn't make much sense. We've now, a Doberman was over here to finish this one off, and then it was basically, and you can see how many people we have in here. They're trying to stop us, but this isn't just small servers. Like, there's a lot of strength in here at this point, making this happen. The other servers are in here. They're strong. They have their strength in there. We have our strong people in there. It's just not a lot to do. Like, I sent my third or my second in here to hold that one. This one is all blue. You can see that one's just about done. And so that leaves the last 2 buildings to look at, which is this one that we keep chipping away at here to try to turn it around. And so we take it for the last like 20 minutes. We've been chipping away at that 15%. And we keep going, and we hold the cannons and the durability one. And you go over and you end up with no time. We got this at 62 and this at 73. All right. So again, it took us 15 minutes right here to get to that point, but here we are. And then that's how it all played out. Now, I'll end on this for all you. As you can see, that kind of plays out really for you how the week went, and really for yourself. What I want you to do from when you look at it from a low spender free to play, and I'm going to tell you from a free to play low spender, I'm going to talk to you the same exact way, because for me, for the most part, low spenders are free to play players for the most part. Like, low spenders don't spend a lot of money in the game, and free to play players probably play the game more often and make up the amount of free stuff they get from digs and claims, all the stuff they get from strictly playing the game more, as a lot of the low spenders don't play the game as often as free to play, and then it frees up a lot of their money. So they're very similar in that, where your team strengths are and how strong you are in the role that you play. You should be engineers, first of all, low spenders free to play. So coming into this, you play an important role like you do in Warzone Duel. You need to be able to clear the ruins ASAP. So that way, when you get positioning, if your team starts getting ported, your stronger players get ported, they just need to go back into their spot. It doesn't matter. Like, this is all a clock game. So you play even more of an important role. Like, Warzone duels can take 2 hours, 2.5 hours to reposition and get those spots. This is like 45 minutes, or whatever it was, 55 minutes. I don't even know. Maybe it's an hour. But it's more condensed. It's just a lot faster play because you have to be in multiple spots. That's number one. Number two, if you're a free to play low spender, you can capture buildings. You should be organized and know from your servers that you can go to some of these buildings that aren't even manned. There's nobody there. So it would be like a trade post during the season that nobody wants. Why can't you go and capture it? Why can't you go and sit at it while everybody's distracted? Maybe you end up taking it, right? You want to take those percentages. So I would say go and make sure you're doing that. And take that stuff from a free-to-play low spender. Mid spenders, you're positioning. You're doing the same thing. You should be trying to capture the buildings and knocking it out. And you can also port some of the engineers and the lower squads. If you're a mid spender and you can beat them and get them out, get the engineers the hell out of there. Get the weaker powered people and clear them out. Both sides, by the way, defender and attacker. If you have mid spenders, then have them clear out engineers. Have them clear out the lower power people and get them the hell out of it. At least move them back. The further at least you can move the engineers back, the longer it takes them to get in closer to position their squads to clear. So although, yeah, you may look at it as a wasted port, it's not. If the engineers are close, it's not a wasted port. You want them back further so their clearing takes them longer. So get them back. You want those engineers taking a long time to clear those spots. But anyway, that is Goldvein week 1 and 2. Hopefully that breakdown was helpful for you, and if you have not done it yet, you're able to use that information. If not, then throw it out. But that's how I treated it. And if you're wondering, like myself, when I'm in there and what I'm thinking as far as my squads, when I get a close spot next to a building, the first thing I want to do is figure out who around me is like strong and can they port me. So I probably start, if you're strong, you probably start with sending my second squad in, not my first squad right off the bat. I might send my second squad into the building and see if anybody around me is strong enough to port me. If I start understanding who is around me and they can't port me, or my second and third are enough to protect as a stronger player, then I will pull my number, or my number one, or my number two will come back burning. And when it does, I'll send my number one out. I don't care at that point if I'm losing 4,500 or 5,000 from somebody and they're taking it. That's fine, because they're going to have to burn back, and then they're going to have to do it again and burn back. That's eating up their time. I'll be able to heal my alliance. Think about how many people from your alliance is on and hitting that help button. Like, they're just on this help button like constantly. So your troops during that type of environment are getting healed so fast that if I know you can't get through my wall, then yeah, I'm just going to send my number one in and take all you got. I'm okay with it. It's all good. But I do want to, in the very beginning, I don't want to instantly get ported out of the spot if I'm right next to a building. So I'll probably throw a test squad in, which would be like my number two, to just test the waters to see who's around me and how strong they really are. And if you got a VAP team around you, then you can just, for the most part, if it's early on, you can just take off your wall. There's no point in trying to protect or burn them back. They're just going to end up porting you anyway. So just take your port and then come back. Get an engineer to clear your spot. Come back. Keep doing it over and over again. And if they keep hitting you and porting you over and over again, I would say that's a good thing, because that means their top people are wasting their time on you while your building is getting secure. You're playing a role. That is your role. Your role is to be ported. That's what's happening. Your role is to eat up a VIP team's time wasted. So that's what I would say as far as what my mentality is and what I'm doing when I'm at those buildings. All right, good. Did I go over that? We go over that. Okay, let's go and check on you guys. Let's see, anybody come in? Anybody? Names we've seen. Woo, again, back in. Ant, welcome in. Leader of the North. Always good to see you. Noodle joined us tonight. Welcome in. Death Wolf. welcome in. Good to see you around. Been seeing you around for a while. And you're back. Diamore, welcome back. 80, only 1,700 points on defense. Woo Savage Phil, welcome in. Crush, welcome in. Gypsy Rose, 165 did work. 165 was there doing a big show. I was fighting in that canyon. I said you guys were fighting. If you are 165, I don't know what you're on 165, but I know you were there. There, Thomas got the MVP. That guy is just amazing. Yeah, Gypsy. Is that the Gypsy? Watch F1 Skyrock. Is that Gypsy? Is that the Gypsy that's in? What is he? 165? Is he 165? You may have, I don't know who joined or when you joined, but you may have missed when I said that 165 and 158 played amazing roles. So maybe you just joined at the wrong time. I mean, I'm giving more of a breakdown of what UXW did because that's where we were. There is a Gypsy. Is he on 158? I know I see him. Oh, he's 165. Yeah, see? Right here, Gypsy. Maybe that's the same one. Oh, yeah, it is. See? Yeah. Yeah, Gypsy, I said that you guys played amazing. I said 165 was the reason why a lot of this stuff could even get accomplished because you guys were hammering that right side of the map. If you guys were over here, I mean, it was like they were overcommitted over on that left side. All right, yeah. I listen. Early on, there was questionable whether everybody was going to be able to play and commit, but I totally think everybody absolutely kicked ass. I mean, it's really why everybody came back to season 2, seeing how much work that was put in from everybody that took part on the servers. Yeah, it was awesome. Without it really, like, if you don't have full committing on the other servers to be a part of this, you cannot accomplish what we were able to accomplish. And the fact that the other servers, I mean, like I said, we were over here getting hammered, but you saw all the work that was done by 165, 158. I mean, just smoked this side of the map. Was absolutely incredible. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun, and yeah, look forward to the last week. I mean, I can show you guys, we actually have all of the servers, how everything did. Listen, you don't have to fire us up. we're always fired up, man. I mean, we were there fighting from the opening bell, but at the same time, didn't trust you. I wasn't part of the whole season season 5 breakdown of the nonsense that occurred, but I don't think anybody trusted anybody to not be friends with 196 and kind of team up with them the way season 5 went. So I think that's what was put into why are we going to give our all if people aren't committed to fight 196. So I think you guys proved that you were all in. You were all in, then well, okay, let's go to work. But the first week was fun just fighting to begin with. So it was awesome. The bottom line is, one thing I will tell you, we have the results of like all the other servers that have done 196 on our entire range, and there are only, I think, 3 other season 5 that are ahead of us in the amount of points that we've gotten. Imagine that in all the groupings. I think there's like 10 groupings, 10 season groupings, and there are only like 3 season groupings out of the 10 or 12 that have more points than us. I think there's a few that are tied with us. So it'll be interesting to see after the 3rd week where our server grouping falls. But I can tell you right now, the way it looks right now, kicking ass. And again, the main thing I really want to get across to everybody is the people we are fighting are incredibly strong, okay? But when you're up against these folks, understand that this event is not just about strength. It's not just about somebody has somebody that's 800 million power and blah, 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 and you can't compete. That's not what this event is about. This event is about just being able to spread out and get participation and organization within your servers to be able to capture these separate buildings and spread out their power. As condensed power, they are way more powerful than they are spread out. So just know that whenever you play this and go into that, that's really just the important message of like, don't give up. You have plenty of opportunity, even if you're going against really stronger alliances in this. And why I also have hope for season 5, because I think season 5 is going to be equal with how these servers get spread out to make a lot more equal and fair fights, which is going to make for a lot of fun. A lot of fun as we move forward. But anyway, that's Goldvein. If you guys have any other questions, anything, I will have the finals for you. I'll be doing that live on Saturday. So we'll be here, no longer in Vegas, so don't have to video it anymore. So we'll be doing it here live Saturday at 12 hours after reset is our final week. So come join us, hang out, have a party. And then afterwards, I'll be doing count reviews, and I think I got a special guest that might be appearing afterwards, after the Goldvein finals. So we'll get that figured out and secured, and then we'll just do battle reports and account reviews afterwards, recap stuff for all of you. All right, let's go. We usually don't do tech day. Hey, Gypsy, by the way, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Always good having people in. All right, let's go. We usually don't do tech day, so let's review tech day real quick. I want to kind of go over a little bit. We'll do quickly of what we did yesterday. So for all you wondering, tech, right? So everybody talks about like I am 0% tactical. We go over this like I'm doing the 46% mastery. Why, oh why, QB, you don't know what the hell you're doing. What are you doing? Blah 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 blah. Doing this. So again, I wanted to just quickly go over this that we talked about yesterday, and the reason why I've chosen to go this route is because I view a counterattack as more valuable than a head-on attack. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that if you're doing missile versus missile, air versus air, tank versus tank, it's a lot harder to overcome a big differential in power than it is when you're trying to do a counter of tank over missile, or missile over air, or air over tank. Therefore, to me, that tank mastery for what I am as a big spender, as a high spender trying to build my third team, it's more valuable for me to get my third team solidified than tactical. For you, it is not. Free to play, low spend, even mid spend. You should be working on tactical and not doing this. So it's a very slim percentage that I think should be doing this. Now, I will put this into practice as I will show you my my truck hit yesterday and show you that this is already working. So I was attacking Wolf with different ways. Now, Wolf is more powerful than me. And as you can see, the only difference as we went through yesterday in our accounts were basically the same for exclusive weapons. We are basically the same for drone. Or well, he has an advantage of me in drone, and I'll explain that in a minute. And he has advantage of me in tech, right? Our deco is around the same. Units are going to be the same. Wall of Honor the same. Overlord is close to him. I have an advantage on him and Overlord, but you guys all know the story on that. If your advantage is coming from Overlord, doesn't matter. Tactic cards are similar, cosmetics, and here, right? Okay. So let's come in and look at where his advantage really is. He has 37% tactical, and I have 0% tactical. He has the 2 stars in drone from the tactical. So therefore, you see his drone and his tech higher. Therefore, this is kind of a perfect setup of my tactical, of the choice of way I handled it, of trying to get my third team more valuable versus going after tactical. So what was I able to do? I was able to win this battle. How? Not with my number 1 squad. I was able to counter him. You can see it's a 2 million advantage, 2.4 million. I was able to counter him and still had some to spare. So therefore, I still stand by. More important for me to get my third. And by the way, this is not a full. So I'm already beating him. 2.4 million. He's stronger than me. I'm already beating him. This is at 48% mastery. I have not even gotten it to 100%. He, however, has just about maxed his tactical to what he can do. Because don't forget, 39% tactical, you have to have 300% mastery before you can move past this. So he really can't get any stronger than what he is right now off of the tech. But I can. I still have 50% more mastery to do for tank. So this counter could get stronger, which means I could probably take him at 90 million if he got there, if I could get my tank solidified. I will also tell you, I do not have my gear. Oh, I did. I put all my red gear on here for this battle, for this reason. So I don't have 50% yet. I don't have all of my gear on tank. I'm still a ways from committing to that. But just to show you, when all things are considered equal, and it's just tactical as the difference, like this battle, my counter wins. And that is my strategy in a nutshell, folks, is that counters beat anything else that you build over that counter, and especially tactical. And tactical is incredibly strong. Not, I'm not taking anything away from tactical. Tactical is going to give you advantages. But just saying that after I complete this 100% and I start pushing my tactical, I'm going to not only have my masteries done and be able to do the counter, but while he's working on his third and pushing that up, I'll have my counters completed, and then I'll push my tactical, which will raise all three of my teams up at the same time. So that is tech as a whole. My time will be spent on tech this week, pushing tank mastery at this point. The only other things that I have to complete when it comes to tech is the truck. I will not be completing. I do not recommend anybody ever completes this. It is a 19,000 valor. It is complete waste. They can hit me 37 times with my trucks. I don't give a shit. A matter of fact, I just had it done where Loki ended up getting me back, and he hit my trucks like 3 times, I think, or 4 times, because he lost 3 battles. And then the third or fourth one he hit me 1. That's fine. I don't care. Like, hit me 30. I'm not wasting 19,000. This is, what, like 10? This is 10 items in mastery, for Christ's sake, guys. 10 items. Would you rather have 10 items in mastery or this ultimate guard? I mean, if you're choosing guard, then you don't answer the question, because it's not the right answer. So anyway, this is where I am right now. Will not be doing that and taking that over. Instead, we'll be coming in here. I do have a lot to use, so tank mastery. So this becomes strategical as well for me. I do, as you can see, have 22,000 valor that I need to use. I can complete a lot of these. However, this also becomes around about days being used. I have to, in order to do that, I have to buy tech time to be able to do this, or I have to buy in something in the, or I have to come in here in bounty and spend money on some of these speed ups. These speed ups in here, one or the other, in order to complete this without using days. Now we're getting too close to season 6, so I don't want to use a lot of my days to rush this tech. I have to either acquire them and use what I have, or I have to buy them, one or the other. And that's a lot of the times the problem that you end up coming into. So if you're thinking about rushing any of these things, or anybody who's thinking about buying Valor, just remember, VIP 18s don't only buy Valor. They also buy speed ups and resources to get through tacticals. So I know I was talking with Hulk for quite a bit when he was working on a lot of these tacticals and how expensive they were and how high they were. He had to purchase Valor, he had to purchase speed ups, and he had to purchase resources in order to get these done. They are expensive in all 3, and that's what VIP 18s are doing. And anybody else who's trying to go through this. And the people who have not gone through this yet, or are only at 37%, and think that this is going to be easy to go through, they have another thing coming. There is no way to speed through this without spending exorbitant amount of money. So I would say just take a step back. You just cannot complete this fast. You can't. So it's going to take a long time. It is what it is. It's going to take, a year and a half to be able to go through all these things and do. Because then if you do it and you wait the year and a half that you need to in order to complete this, or 2 years, whatever it's going to take, then you're able to do everything else that the game's going to give you as well. So let's say we have to lift our headquarters. Well, the resources that you need to work on your headquarters, you'll be able to do at a reasonable amount to do those as well as your tactical. If you try to push really fast in any way through tactical, It's going to take all your resources, it's going to take all that valor, it's going to sop up all that, and then it's going to sop up all your time to speed up things. Wouldn't you rather speed up your headquarters? I mean, if you speed up your headquarters, then it gives you a whole bunch of buildings that you can work on. It gives you heroes that you can advance. There's so many more things that opens up in this game for you if you can advance headquarters when they do that, right? So let's be prepared to do that instead of just plugging everything into tactical because we see what whales are doing. Just because VIP 18s are doing it doesn't mean you should do it. And that's the problem that we ended up with Mastery, where everybody saw all the whales doing Mastery too early. They jumped to Mastery instead of worrying about defense and siege. And the other thing, special forces. I saw people skipping that because they saw all the whales completing Mastery. We've seen this before. We've seen this game. And now tactical. We see them doing tactical and finishing tactical. What the way that they're completing that is crazy. You can't do that. So just stay within your means. And I'm talking to you, high spender. I'm not just talking to people that are mid spenders or free play, how they should be attacking. I'm talking to the high spenders too. Be responsible with how you're building. There's so many other things that you can build than to just put all of your money and everything into tactical and think that's going to solve, all your dreams. There's so many other things that you can advance. Your T11s, your Overlord. You got to think about the buildings. You got to think about these new shards that are coming in for season 6 that you need to advance. There's a lot of other things that you can invest in and do. I'd rather see you do your combat boost and buy the dailies and push that combat boost to 750. I've seen nothing but power gains from that. It's crazy. It's huge. And the drone, by the way, you're going to need to stock up on drone parts because it's going to be very expensive when you do get to go through 250. You're going to need to have a lot of those drone parts. And if you're sitting there going, oh, don't worry about QB, I got it covered. I have 3,000 stocked. I have 4,000 stocked up. If you think that's enough, you're crazy. That's nowhere near what you're going to need. They'll probably use that in like 3 levels on this new thing once you're able to go past 250. So start stocking up on those. I just would not put all my eggs in the VIP 18 basket just because they're doing it. I think that is an incredible mistake, and I see it made over and over again. What they do is not really what anybody else should be doing, except them. You should be playing more responsible as far as spreading out your power and doing it, which is exactly what I do with mine. I mean, I'm sitting here at 291 million, but I'm very comfortable in all my squad strengths and my power and where I am in a lot of different things. My total hero power may not necessarily show it, but my battle report does when I'm able to hold off a 70 million total hero power person that's stronger than me that can't get through my wall. That shows it, and that's all I care about. I don't want these flashy numbers. We talked about this on with Wisconsin yesterday, and we'll talk about it with Mike DeSage tomorrow about this fake total hero power nonsense that's going on. You just can't trust that anymore. And that's funny that we're saying that because that used to be the way we look at this game. We used to look at everybody by only total hero power. We say, okay, that's the measuring stick. That's what you want to look at. No, not necessarily anymore. Yes, if you're probably on like 200 million, between 150, 200 million, around that mark, sure. You can probably still look at total hero power as the main, although some of it may be camouflaged. Like sometimes people may be putting stuff into their SSR heroes they don't use. Like, like everybody does the experience, right? When you're trying to push verses and stuff, you do some of the heroes go up, right? So you're wasting some of it on this. So that masks a little bit. But not as much when people are only 200. It's not like people are putting their prints on these folks, right? I mean, you'd hope not anyway. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I hope people don't have them Gump prints working at 200 million or 175. I hope you're able to resist giving Gump that gear, but of course, unless you're in a Gump war, listen, all bets are off. If you're in a Gump war, then hey, Gump's got to protect too. So let's get that going. All right. Tech day. We're golden. We don't usually do the tech power stuff. Drone components. So drone components we did yesterday. I'll be good. I wanted to showcase like what we could do for components. I got this to 100%. All right, I'm sorry. I got this to level 10 yesterday. My last level 10 to show you that you know we could do that with the select opponents and what power it was. You saw that it wasn't really a lot of power. I'm gonna be honest with you. Level 9 to level 10 as a whole, you do a lot of work to get these level 10s up. And it's not a huge, I gotta believe, like I feel like level 9 was more powerful than level 10. That's just what I got. It took forever to get here, and I just feel like the incremental advantages that I slowly received from level 10 for the amount of work and a lot of money that went into getting to level 10 all the way across the board. I just remember level 9 being more impactful. Like level 9s were like a big deal when I remember like going from level 8 to level 9. So a lot of you out there, you need to invest. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because free to play, low spend, mid spend, you guys aren't spending on this stuff. You guys aren't buying components. You're worried about gear. You're worried about other stuff. You're getting these things as they come in. Now, the one thing I will tell you is this is why you should be an engineer for components. So let's make sure we're doing that. Engineer is incredibly important. If you are a free-to-play if you are a free-to-play player and you are a war leader, how dare you? How dare you? Your people do not accept you. You wear that scarlet letter. You should know better. You should not be war leader. Everybody knows that. Get your butt over to engineer immediately. Immediately. And go to the Addictions Anonymous meeting. The War Leader Addiction Anonymous meeting that you should be at. Because you need to be in engineer category. Low spender, you are the same way. You're going to end up being an Addictions Anonymous too for War Leader. Because you don't have any business being there. So get over to engineer. And mid spenders, get your butt over to engineer. 24/7. I never want to see you guys have war leader. Engineer, engineer, engineer. Use all the advantages that engineer offers. Take it, take it. Build. You get the free drone component part, just take it. Time after time after time, it adds up. It adds up. All those freebies add up. You're just way better off. You don't need to worry about the extra 5% damage reduction. That person was going to zero you out anyway. So just get back there, stay in engineer, and do your part. And I'll tell you what, even some of you high spenders, some of you low end high spenders that you consider yourself high spenders, you might want to think about engineer as well. Look at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a perfect example of that. He's low end high spender. You guys have heard him plenty on here. He doesn't even threaten to go to war leader. He's strong. He's like 244 million. Total hero power. He's out here, but he's taking every advantage the game gives him. And so there's somebody right there for you. Tells you, don't be ashamed to be engineer. Get your butt over there. Really, if you're not at the real top of the food chain in regards to high spending, I'm telling you, I would get over there and move it. There you go. Circle's saying right there. He's telling you 228 million. He's engineer. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go over there and make that switch. Because really, the majority of this damn game should be engineer. Take what they're giving you for free. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you're doing it. But I'll tell you, 100% of the free-to-play, low-spend, mid-spend communities should be engineer. 100%. Get over. There's no excuse. I don't care if you're like, oh, that one person I fight, when I get war leader, I get that 5%. I get to beat that one person. Get your butt over. Get the freebies because you're not going to have any other way to help you with components. I don't have any other way to do it. And when you get those the luxury chests and you get to choose your parts, yeah, make sure you're choosing the drone component. Always choose drone component for you. It's the only way you're able to even get these things moving. So always choose it. And when you can choose which one, which isn't very often anymore, but when you can choose which one to do, you want to do the missile. Always, always choose missile. All right, so that is the best thing I can say with components because nothing really helps you there. For drone components parts, you're not going to be able to get those. It doesn't come very often, and it is what it is. All right. Circles, arrow. Yeah, arrow. You should be engineer. You're right. You should. You don't fit the elite category. You got to get up there. The mic is failing. What are you talking about, Mike? DMR. Voodoo. QB engineer. Exactly, Voodoo. Let him know. Voodoo, represent. Represent. Make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. What did we want to get to today? I had one more thing to go over. Oh, updates. So I keep getting messages from you folks, which is awesome. So there are a couple changes and updates that we've gotten over the days that you have noticed that we were asking for. One of those things we actually had on our video, our YouTube video we asked for, which was a faster way to attend our wall, similar to how we can do in DS and CS. And although we didn't get the button over here for the wall the way that we have in Canyon Storm and Desert Storm, they did make it the one less click to address the wall. So instead of having, there was 3 clicks here, and we used to have to go click the base, then click the house, then click some kind of defensive alignment, and then it would come to this screen. They now reduced this screen by 1. So we did get that one, and that one was off our improvement video that I could play. I need to do a part 2 for that video. We did get that one. And then there was another one that came in recently. I have to review. We haven't gone through the review, the updates. Oh, let me bring it up. Second. Hold on, let me get the. Go. All right. Can't see that. All right. So here were the items that we had looked at and talked about. We separated them into categories in some of the things we were working on. One of them they also did, because I know there were this one we shared on here to highlight. Where isn't there? Oh, right here. We said allow images in group chat. That was one of the ones everybody was asking for. What do you mean? More, you keep saying that my audio is going bad. Why do you keep saying that? Maybe it's on your end, brother. Maybe you're buffering or something. So allow images in group chat. We got that one. Now we can do the images are now here. So I need to highlight the ones that we basically have. Then there was another one, wasn't there? Wasn't there one that we just got? Oh, ruin removal. Wasn't there something we asked right here? We asked for ruin removal statistics, but I think we said something about ruin removal. Wasn't there something that got added? Didn't notice. Oh, right here. Optimize the issue where ruins were difficult to select when removing. Right? And that was one of the things we had. Ah, yeah, right here. Right here on our list. Easier target selection during battles, bases, relocation, and ruins, etc. for target selection. So I feel like that now has been addressed. We have a few of those that are on there and are actually being addressed on that list that we had talked about. So I am going to. We are in the Discord, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm in that creator Discord, and you guys know I don't really do much in that creator Discord, all that nonsense going on, but I do see there are some like game improvements people are talking about. One person asked if you can put the name of your overlord on a battle report. I shit you not. That was one of the suggestions to update the game. The overlord name is missing from the battle report. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to like just shake my phone and throw it in somewhere. It's really like it's really out of control. So anyway, I suggested our list. I actually shared our list of suggestions. As much as you know, I don't really have much faith in this process, but I shared the list, and they came back and they want more detailed items and reports from the list. So they are looking at things. I'll say that. I know I shared it with VIP 18s. It made it to the VIP 18s because I know Hulk personally had a conversation with them and with our list and shared our list and said that there were items that we're going to be getting on there. So I know that also transpired. So my next step is, and there's more to add, by the way. You guys have put awesome game improvement ideas into the Discord. So I'm going to continue to categorize. What I needed to do was just wrap my head around a handful to consistently go after some that everybody has agreed on to at least get us started, to at least push for something. So like every 2 seconds, we're not changing the ask. I wanted to get this repeated, like, hey, come on, boom, 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 over and over and over again on some of these things. And then what I'm going to do is put a vote. We're creating a channel for a vote on which ones you want to see in order. And I'm going to narrow this list down even further to pursue specific ones with them in that creator hub to see if, the little that I can do, if I can. I'm not making any promise I can do anything. I just know I have access to the thing and I don't really use it or go in and ask. And like I said, I swear to you, it's literally, I take the screenshot. Person asked for their battle, the overlord's name on a battle report. I'm thinking to myself, I don't have Fiona's the buffs that Fiona removes on a battle report. Like, can I get the friggin' buffs that she's removing? Can I have the people, the stuns, who got stunned during that battle, so I don't have to watch the video to figure out who got stunned in that little writing to tell why somebody's attack is down on a battle report? Can you tell me which person got stunned? I would like those things. An overlord name. The hell are we talking about? Anyway, yeah. So please, I ask you to on the Discord, please vote. That's really what I ask. I know that Cero and Bun, Mike the Sage, were all working on creating that for the channel that's going to be out there to get the vote. And I really want to get this going fast because I want to just get a vote in there and I want to send it off to those folks and say, hey, here's all the things that they went in there. So just to remind you to get your thoughts pumping, what are some of the things we ended up putting on here as a phone? Let's talk about them. Our quick inventory shortcut. Where this would be quick inventory shortcut was that where we want it on the front screen somewhere so we can go to the quick inventory, really like a quick inventory item. So for example, if you could put your teleport button, your random teleport button on the front screen, so that way you can access something fast. They do this in all the RPGs, right? Where you have a game, you're allowed to have a shortcut button on your screen, having something like that so you have quicker access. One of the ones that I think really is just absolutely needed in this game a year and a half ago was to allow us to organize the inventory the way we want. Just let us bring the items around that we want and let us get the shit items out of the way, right? Like, that's what this one is. Like, just let us organize the inventory. Customizable interface widgets, very similar on your base to be able to, you know, customize where they were. People ask for that over and over again to really be able to move things around on your screen. Separate being attacked and help buttons. This is a huge one too. Makes no sense when we're fighting. As you guys know, the help button covers up the attack button. So if you're a meteorite and your team's being attacked and at the same time people are asking for help, you have no clue they're being attacked unless you hit the help button. They go over one another. The help button goes over the attack button. Makes no sense. They can easily put that somewhere else. That one makes a whole lot of sense to me. Easier target. We're already on this one. They already are actually fixing this one with this review for the ruin. So this is good. Add ruin removal statistics to Warzone Duel. That was really, you're giving credit for kills, but engineers and stuff get no credit for the amount of ruins that they remove, which I think is complete bullshit. You guys have asked for that, and I totally agree with you. It really should give credit to engineers and stuff for really who carry the teams from these wars that really make a difference. Show how many ruins they're being removed from people. They do this in like your VIP or MVP voting, whatever, for the Alliance. They show a lot of that stuff. You know, one of the categories could be some of those things, like how much stamina somebody used or different things. I think this is an excellent one to add. Versus final day results. On the final day of Versus, it kind of, once Versus ends, everything just kind of goes away, and you don't get to see the final day of how the kill event ended unless you get it like 1 second before it actually ends. So that was something everybody had asked for. Alliance Trade Store, gift diamonds or trade resources. People have constantly wanted to gift people a specific cap. Let it be a cap, but allow people to gift diamonds or trade resources has been another one. Similar to how we trade map pieces, people want to be able to trade some resources. I don't know what people actually would give up, to be honest with you, on that one. That was a big thing for people, but I don't see it. Buy cosmetics. Now, actually, since we put this one on here, frames and skins, they added the ability to buy bases in the coupon store. You can buy now bases in here, right? Or you could do that before, couldn't you? Didn't they have this up? Mine were always unlocked, but couldn't you do this anyway before for coupon points? You need the coupon points though, right? In order to do that, people want to actually be able to do it with buying like with actual diamonds, because I know some free-to-play people had like a freaking 1,000,000 diamonds saved up that they wanted to know how they were going to spend. Yeah, literally, I've seen people with 1,000,000 diamonds that were free-to-play players that don't know what to do. You should see some of these questions that I get. Create blueprints in the gear factory. I will tell you that this would be a phenomenal thing, because unless they're planning on something to do with those dielectric, whatever, we want to be able to create blueprints with them in the gear factory. Either way, allowing people to create blueprints some way, shape, or form would really be great for people. Remove all gear button is an obvious one. I think everybody wants the same one. Keep wasting their time. And honestly, I know people think that it drives people to spend more money or want to like do World Boss and hit it. I can just tell you that people stop doing it. People stop hitting World Boss. They don't care anymore, rather than switch their gear. Or they only switch it like once a month to hit World Boss. I don't think that's a good strategy for the game, to have people care less about the things that they create. So I don't necessarily think it's going in the way that you may be thinking if you're a developer, that, hey, if we don't let them do that, then they'll go buy blueprints. No, that's not the direction that it's gone. It's gone into, I don't give a shit anymore. That's the direction that it's gone. Troop counts displayed on world map. Yeah, I mean, guys, come on, right? Like, they do this in if you do this in every other event that we play, it shows how many troops you have left. Why the hell during a kill event or during a server war or during anything else do you have to go back into your base to see how many troops you have? Why isn't it just listed on there on the front of your screen so you just know how many troops you have left, right? These things just make sense. Like, some of these things are no-brainers. The biggest one for me personally, I think, on this whole thing is the non-Valor tech branches for engineer and war leader. Said that all along. Like, we just expand that out. For non-tech, it works perfect. We need it badly. I feel like nobody disagrees. Everybody wants it. It's a win-win across the board. And I don't want just like Age of Oil. Don't give us one thing. I want branches. I want an enormous tree, a new tree, so people can work on it for the next 2 years. Like, just give us like a bunch of things with buffs and everything else. Like, work that out. For Christ's sake. Our techs are starting to be ridiculous in how everybody's completed everything. Rewards based on days played. I know that's another one. To separate rewards for people that have actually put in the time and effort to log on every single day and play the game. Regardless, right now they have like game days straight played or whatever. I don't know how they keep track of your actual days played, but it certainly would be like OGs that stick around and play this game and do it. It certainly would be nice if you gave people benefit of playing the game and putting in the time and energy and effort into the base that they do. Purple decorations beyond level 7. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm not sure what this one got rewritten, but I don't know. I'll have to recheck that one. Add ruin removal statistics. We said that at Versus Day. I think this got carried over. More Capital Warzone duels. We've said we need we want another kill event. We want another Warzone duel. We want another Winter Storm. I mean, guys, we all know we need another Winter Storm. Everybody in their mother. That's another win-win across the board, that since you fixed it and you don't want wins anymore, it's just point-based and it gives more honor points. Come on. It's a win-win. You would make everybody in the game happy on that one. It just seems like an easy win-win. More wanted boss rewards rebalanced. I know people were upset that they chose tank or they choose missile and like air gets red prints. Why is it air gets the most important thing in this game and other teams do not? So I think people are just saying, why not rebalance that out to make rewards more evenly in those in that. Don't disagree there. Faster mark speeds in contaminated zones for ruin removal. So people who ruin removal, allow them to get faster mark speeds to be able to do these ruin removals to make engineers more powerful. Maybe that's a tech upgrade. Maybe that's as part of the engineer thing. You allow that for their buff. One of their buffs and one of the things they can work on is to get more to make engineers more valuable, right? Add 20 additional dig spots. I know they said add dig spots or at least 10 more dig spots to get to 20, because right now there's only 10 dig spots. I know the same thing was asked for the train. Add more train spots, because there's only like 5 people that get on a friggin' train, and some people don't get on a train for a month. It's ridiculous. It's created out of luck, so people were asking for that. R4 chat notifications when a player applies to the Alliance. Another big one that I know people want is the R4 ability to extract or export Alliance and event data. Let's be honest. Most people are doing some kind of snapshot or AI looking at the Alliance data to try to understand and organize the data of participations and different things for the Alliance at this point. They do it outside of the game on spreadsheets and track stuff. So listen, let's just allow people to export it in some kind of CSV file or export the information out so they can track it better. Really makes sense. It's an easy thing you should be able to do. Grant R4 and R5 the ability to move player bases. I know that was another thing that upset people. Everybody wants an organized hive. They want, when people are disorganized, they want to be able to move their base one time. I know. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I come from a server where you were disorganized, so I don't care. But I know some people it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Automatically track attendance for DS, CS, and season fights. I totally agree with this one. You should easily be able to tell who shows up for DS, who shows up for CS, who shows up for any kind of battle that you have, whether it's a Warzone duel or whatever. You should be able to tell who's on, be able to track that as far as, who's there, who's fighting, who's participating and whatever. So you know those stats for your Alliance. It's a pretty damn big deal, I would say. Especially for if people have to miss DS or CS and, because they didn't get on the list and somebody doesn't show up, That's all has to be manually tracked. You have to figure out who participated and who didn't. So yeah, those are kind of like some of the big. Some of these can be filtered down, and we'll have on like survey results to get out of like some of the bigger ones, so we can focus on those. And we'll get down to only a handful of them, so we can try to push on that. I'll do my best. I'll talk to them. I'll do this creator. I cannot stand this whole creator thing, but listen, I will jump in and talk to these people and see if it makes a difference. If it makes a difference, I'll take the bullet and see what we can do as far as pushing. No guarantee. I truthfully feel like I make more headway going through somebody like Hulk than I do trying to make that, or we get in conversation with Leonida. I don't have time to sit here and talk. Leonida, listen, when Leonida's on, it's agenda. We know what the WWC agenda is. We have stuff we want pushed through in this game. We want some updates to push through. Anything you can do to help is incredibly helpful. That's what we want, right? So I know Mike DeSage has done his part. He's taken that list and the things and items that we want and put on some kind of VIP 18 board. So we've done everything we can to push it to people. Trying to do anything with this customer service, let's be honest, you guys all know, and we've talked about this tirelessly. It doesn't do much. We get these computerized AI. They want us to take these surveys and make us have trust and belief that, they're going to do stuff. Well, we'll see. I will say season 6 is a whole lot better than season 5. They obviously took some feedback on that, on improvements, and made that tons improvements from season 5. We've seen that. We are seeing some things come in here, like the group pictures. I know everybody was happy to be able to do the group pictures on an individual basis and different places putting the pictures now. So that was a big game winner, and everybody's going to be happy. Engineers, everybody, and the team's going to be happy to be able to remove bases, right? To fix optimizing ruins selection. So everybody knows that was a huge issue, and we're doing that. So anyway, that's what we're working on, folks. Doing our part. I would buy a basis Valor if they were 50% cheaper. Yeah, well, good work. Good luck on Devil. In case you haven't noticed, Death Wolf, they're not having a problem with people buying bases. So I don't think there's any reason for them to drop the price. Like, people keep gobbling them up at the price that they have. So I doubt that's going to happen. One day versus should just be oh, hell yes, Gypsy. We talked about this. Who had that suggestion? Oh, Punisher. Loved his suggestion. Pun's suggestion was that we have Ward, the day 5, the kill event would be the only day that counts for versus. That's it. Kill event counts. And the other days are buffs. So if you win on Monday, then you get a hospital buff for the kill event. If you win on Tuesday, then you get a troop buff. If you win on Wednesday, like, all the days are just buffs for versus. And ultimately, kill event decides whether you win versus or not. So it solves for anybody who wants to sit there and shield and just be bubbled for the entire time for kill event. You actually are forced to fight and make kill event what it's supposed to be. At the very least, you should do it for Diamond League. You don't want to do it for other ones, okay, but you should at least, if you want to be in Diamond League, then that's what you do. None of this other bullshit where you go in. So I enjoy that. I think that's fun. But I agree, Gypsy, they should do something to just counter this constant shielding. Craig, I proposed an Alliance event to drill under the Alliance hive to get more Valor. You can meter this with wrenches, give players a dang chance to get Valor. Craig, I'm all for you. I'm all for you to get more Valor. I am actually with you on getting Valor. I can get it at the same clip as pretty much everybody else. I do not buy Valor, other than the trains that I bought for the Alliance. But yeah, I won't buy it either. So anything you want to help get Valor, I'm all for it. But right now, I got to be honest with you, Craig. Right now, people are spending too much money on tactical for them to give a shit about giving people more Valor. They still have people that are buying for the resources, buying Valor, buying all these things. And until people stop purchasing them, I don't see them trying to treat it as an issue or a problem. It's just the game is to make money. Why would it be an issue? You know what I mean? I'm all for it. I'm with you. I just think at the end of the day, the game's about making money, and tactical is driving everybody to spend a crap ton of it. So they're getting what they want right now. And we're all in the same boat. It has taken me almost 3 months to work on tank. It's taken me 3 months to get to 46% where I am. So it's going to take me 5 months, 6 months to complete this, and that's what it takes me. I don't know what to tell you. And tactical is going to take, I think we figured it out. It's like 2 years. It's like 2 years to capture it. So yeah, it was like 3 months out, Arrow. You can check it on the live that I started it. You can go back like 10 weeks or something like that and check it. It's something like that. I can't remember the exact day, but I don't buy Valor, bro. Only for the train. That's it. I bought the train. I bought 2 trains for the Alliance. That's all I've done for Valor. I do not purchase Valor in any event. Nope. Not my thing. Eric, season 6 is nice so far. Man, being the 3rd ranked server and being placed right next to the 1st ranked server. Eric, we gotta have you on. You didn't Discord chat me, bro. I would have had you on today to talk about it. I was talking about Goldvein. I would have jumped into season 6 with you. But you should come on. Hit me up on Discord. We'll set a day. I think I'm gonna do, except for Thursday, I think I'm doing a show every single day. Thursday I'll be off because Thursday I have a pickleball tournament thing that I have to do Thursday night. But I'm gonna be on. Well, tomorrow I have tomorrow. Everybody knows tomorrow's Hero Day, and my heroes, of course, will be on, which is Coordinates List. So it's Coordinates List on Hero Day. So I got to have those folks on tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Friday I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna do a show Friday. For the probably kill event, I'll be on, and then Saturday morning I'll have Goldvein. I'll be on for Saturday morning to show you Goldvein live for that. So yeah, filling your week up with a whole lot of WWC. When I said we were back from Vegas, I'm back, baby. Voodoo, we need a training ground where Alliance members can go and tell. Please, it's like a sandbox. Please, sign me the hell up, Voodoo. I love it. Absolutely love it. Really. Jesus. We're overdue for any kind of sandboxing. I'm tracking this time. I wrote down screenshots and time and date for each 10% bump. Well, Arrow, don't forget I'm sitting on 22,000 Valor right now. So you can check whatever you want, but I'm sitting on 22,000. Right here. So I don't know what I can hit. Well, I have to buy speed ups in order to do that. I don't know whether I want to spend or not on that. I'll wait until I can see how many speed ups I actually can obtain. Let's see. Yeah, all right, Eric. I don't know, Erica. Hit me up on Discord. I couldn't remember what your name is on Discord. Also, 2B18, let's be honest. Bases are very expensive. True. If they cost at least 200, they'll make way more money. 400 for a digital base that you can't take. Nowhere is extremely. Listen, Voodoo. I've been playing this game for 2.5 years, and I play. What are we at this point? Playing this game for. My VIP. Playing this game for 850 days, okay? 850 days in a row. Every single season brings in new people, Voodoo, that are going to buy a base. I know you think they'll sell more at $200, but the truth is, if everybody knew the bases were getting discounted at $200, then you'd have so many less people that would be buying them at $400. You see what I mean? And right now, you have new people that are coming in a season that are coming in playing this game in the servers that keep buying the bases at a clip that is ridiculous. So I actually don't think you would make more off of the $200 bases than the $400 bases that they currently do. Some people can get the base for $150 when they hit it at the event. Some people are able to do it. But at the number of people that are buying bases in this game, I think you underestimate the number of people that actually purchase them. I mean, how many people do you see at this point that don't have bases, that just have, that fight only with the normal base? So many people have another base now. Outside of the season store, outside of that, they have bases. It's crazy. I know it seems wild, but there's a lot. You got to think about the percentages of people that are doing it. Look, you see them here. There's like a couple in here. But again, what are the percentages, right? That people that don't own a base. There's just so many people own bases at this point. And they've had to buy them at the going rate. I mean, look at all these. This isn't even a top alliance over here. Look at how many dragon bases. Look at the new bases, the helicopters in here. I mean, it's crazy the amount of bases that are being captured and taken. Well, free. It wasn't free though, Death Wolf. You sacrificed 10 red prints for it. There's nothing free. You got it, but you had to glue up your glitter coins. And you had to give up 10 red prints in order to do it. So, yeah, you saved, but that was, you had to sacrifice to do it. So, it's like, there's just, I don't know. I would assume that they're making a lot of money on these events for the bases. And, you know, a lot of these things they can make discounted, but they don't, because either people have already bought 400, or my guess would be if people in the early servers saw on YouTube that, hey, if you just hold out, that base is going to be $200 if you hold out for 6 months. I don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't know anybody that would be buying the base at 400 if they knew it was going to be discounted at some point. So you wouldn't be making any of the money off the 400, and then you'd still have the free-to-play people that are never going to spend the 200. You still have the low spenders that aren't going to spend the 200. So you're still pocketing a high percentage of the game that even if they made it 200, people aren't going to buy it. They won't do it. It's too much. They don't even spend it on the normal stuff in the game that would make their power really be impacted by it. Think about the prints. At any time, people are sitting there, they never buy prints. Prints are, you can get prints on Glittering Event. You can actually buy prints. You can actually figure out and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy 3 prints every Glittering Event. I'm going to buy 3 red prints and put money towards it and buy 3 red prints. They have their gear done already. But, you know, yeah, I don't think, I can't see them doing it based on the amount of money that they currently make without discounting it. I think their best way of discounting it is giving you like the tickets and getting lucky. And those people that can do it for $150. I think you guys are overestimating the amount of people you think are going to buy bases if they discounted it for 200 that don't already buy them. I think, listen, are there people? Sure. But I think we're talking about a sliver of the game that would currently doesn't because it's 4, but would if it was 350 or 200 or 250. I think it's a sliver of the game that you're in the middle right there adjusting. I just don't see it. I see that the people who are buying it at 400 are buying it regardless. They don't complain. They don't even think about it. Arrow doesn't even think about it. Arrow see an event and a base pop up, he's buying it. He'll have it by the end of the event. There's certain people that are just, you're going to get the new base drops and people are just going to get it. And there's certain people that if you made the base $50, they wouldn't purchase it. It just is what it is. It's a spending game, and these guys are great at knowing how to juice money and how and where their fine line is of how they can juice money. Well, a perfect example of it. The people who don't spend any money, who say free-to-play players, let's take that, free-to-play. Right? They know how to juice money off of you. Right? Kim's $1.99. You want to free up a builder? That's going to cost you $4.99 for the first one. I'll give you $9.99 for the second one. Blah blah blah. I'll juice money out of a handful of the people that say they're free to play. I'm going to find ways to tweak it and juice it. Hey, the season. You only got to buy $4.99 to get some season and jump on the season and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's only $4.99. Okay. All right. Look, some of the things that they do in the events, right? So, oh, it's only 99 cents for the event to do one token. Okay. 99 cents. I can see that. See, they drop things. There's certain things that they know how to juice money out of people that never spend money. They're masters at it. The people that create these games and do this stuff that make $1 billion are masters at knowing how to manipulate you out of $1 or $2. The people that demand they will never spend $1, you're the ones that they'll squeeze $1 out of somehow. They'll find it. They'll be able to do it. And same with low spenders. They tell you they're low spenders, but then when the season rolls around, all right, I'll do the $4.99 one. Is the $4.99 one worth it? Why are you asking me? Why are you even asking me? If you don't spend money, then why are you asking? Because you know you will. If it gives you enough of the advantage in the season, you want to be part of it, and then they juice you out of the $4.99. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it happens every season, every once in a while. It happens with these little events these do, little things that they are. And then when it comes to something big like bases, I don't know that they want everybody to have the base. I don't know that I think they probably like that a certain percentage of people can't get a base. That's what makes the base valuable. If everybody gets the base, if the base is only $49.99 and everybody gets it, does everybody want to use it anymore? You got to ask. Then you know what the high spenders are going to want? They're going to want a special base. They're going to want a base that does something different. Then they're going to want a free base that has a rabbit that doesn't have a sword and that doesn't spin. And if you give $250 more, then the rabbit spins and it has a gun and it does a sword. That's what the big spenders are going to want. They want a way that separates it. Just like the VIP 18s get to design their own base. They get a separator. Something that shows they spend way more money on the game than you. Oh, that's just the way it's going to want to work. I can tell you. Arrow, if your base, if you're a free to play, or your base is only $50 and that bunny looks like that, Arrow is going to want it to jump out of the base and run around the whole base, and he's going to want it to, have different sunglasses he can put on it and all kinds of shit. He's high maintenance. He's going to want all kinds of stuff for his, and he's going to want to spend $250 more to get it. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. I get your point. I get your sentiment, but that's just my true reaction of why I think they don't do it. Achievement-based bases are cool. I also like the login stuff, like the number of days. The people that log in that actually spend the time in the game, I think it should be rewarded. Like if you spend a lot of time in it, you play this game a lot, they should be like, hey, listen, here's your reward for playing this game. Here's your reward for putting the time and energy into it. Not for just spending money. That we get all our rewards, but just for you, like collecting and doing all the work that it takes to do it. That's where I think they come up short. I think they come up short. They don't reward the people who play the game enough. I get it. You guys get the digs. Free to play gets more digs than folks and things like that, but it's not enough. I'd like to see them get some kind of time-based reward. You know what I mean? Somehow. You couldn't sit there and like literally say time. I don't mean like, oh, you spent 2 hours playing, because then I think you enter into automation and you're not really playing and some bot is playing or moving your mouse or, touching the screen. I think, they'll find ways to hack that. But if you, if you can find a way to reward people just for playing, that would be nice. Okay, let's go over real quick. I wanted to do this, and then tomorrow we'll get to what is that? Get to everything today before I switch over to this. I think I covered everything, right? Let me see. Did I miss anything? I know I'll do the account reviews tomorrow, and I'll do some we'll do some battle reports tomorrow after the coordinates list stuff. I just want to make sure I think I hit up everything. My agenda. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're good. All right, so let's go over the last things, and I'll check your questions, and then we will clock out. All right. Here's my train, by the way. Probably get my train arrival. Yep. Oh, look at all that stuff. Oh, look at all those rewards. Look at all those rewards. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Where is the system? All right. Good old Monica. Good old Monica. I think that's who Hulk tells me he talks to, is like Monica. Improvements based on commander feedback. First kill rewards for monsters of all levels in muster for battle will not reset with the season. What the hell is muster for battle? What the hell is that? Anybody know? Is that early in the game? Do they do muster for battle? I have no clue. Added a confirmation pop-up when deleting individual coordinates in the favorite interface. Okay. When are you deleting individual coordinates? Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. In the favorites? All right, yeah, gotcha. When a UR gift is drawn in Alliance Duel Infinite Roulette. When the hell does that happen? Because I haven't pulled one with that piece of shit roulette wheel. Hell with you. I've been playing whenever the hell they came out with that thing. You guys see how many points I get in versus? Never friggin' got a UR gift yet. Go after yourself with that bullshit. Eric, what do you got? Muster for battle is the UR promotion stuff, like with Oh, okay. That's called muster for battle? Holy shit. I had no clue. Did that just season 6, or have they always called it that? I had no clue. Okay, yeah, forget about your UR gift. I don't really care what you do with that. Added to do events in the event hub for the start of each champion duel battle stage. Okay, great. Added reinforcement markers to battle reports generated by reinforcements. Okay, I like that. That's good. That's a good update. So basically, when you get, you're going to be able to tell on the battle report when when somebody was reinforcing somebody. Okay, I mean, kind of obvious sometimes when you look at it, but I guess it could be a building instead of a person. Maybe that's really always been. Yeah, I've always been. I never knew that. I played this game how many days? I never knew that, Eric. 850 days. I never heard of muster for battle. Increase the speed of quick loot in bullseye loot. Okay. Hey, I'm all for that too, by the way. You can speed that game up. And decorate your dreams. All right, you got my attention. Unplaced decorations that can be leveled up will now also have a level up icon. Okay. All right. Oh, this is for Goldvein War. Optimize the spectator interface for cross war zone viewing. All right. Added a magnifying glass in the central area to make alliance markers easier to view. Okay. Issue with ruins. Shop items adjustments. Armament core ×5 will be available from day 64 of season 4. All right. Venom shards. Who gives a shit about venom shards? Honestly. Gear blueprints availability adjusted to day 57 of season 2. Okay. Bond badges availability adjusted to day 57 of season 3. You shouldn't be buying those. So this is a good one. So it's now season 2. So all those people that said, "Hey, I still don't see red prints in my honor store," well, you're going to see them earlier now. Armament core availability adjusted to day 64. Yep. Bug fixes. You should just be buying the blueprint, so none of that should matter. Fixed an issue in the Decorate Your Dreams event where the level up remainder in the event index displayed incorrectly. Okay. Fixed an issue where the lucky gift remainder icon displayed incorrectly. Yeah, some of these things, I mean, fixed issue where the excavator name would display incorrect. You know what I mean? These are people are asking for this stuff, by the way. I've now seen some of the suggestions, you know, with that overlord thing in the battle reports. I'll tell you right now, people are asking. These are now, I don't think anybody's crazy anymore. I know who they're listening to. I've seen it. Like, this shit. You got to be kidding me sometimes. Fixed an issue where required resources would display incorrectly on the screen under certain circumstances. Oh God, guys, where the truck's position would occasionally display incorrect. When would the truck's position occasionally display incorrectly? I mean, what are we talking about? Unified the terminology for gold brick across different pages in some language. Okay, good for you. Fix an issue in Goldvein where battle reports would occasionally not display. How about you fix an issue where battle reports expire after 7 days? Why not extend that? How about you do that for me? Gee, they expire after like 7 days. Give me a break. Let us know your opinion this update. Okay. I really don't care. I mean, there's an awful lot of people that are like, well, I mean, they put the ruins in here. Putting the gear blueprints earlier, I guess that's a helpful thing for folks. I know a lot of people want that earlier, those red prints. I don't blame them. Good for them. You know, but muster for battle. I would take out of that. Muster for battle. Never even heard of that. That's crazy. If anything, truck travel time changes every time after you port your base to a different XY location. Having 250 minutes. Oh, really? Oh, they moved? Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. I didn't know that, Arrow. That's crazy that would impact your time. You send the trucks out. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I do like that they improved. I'll give them credit for this. That this whole free gift thing that they do, get those a lot in the Alliance stuff. Everybody enjoys that. So I'll give them credit for that one. That was really cool. Like everybody's been getting those and getting the free gifts and putting that in where we constantly are seeing those. I will say this though, for another improvement we should add to our list. When the eggs are done or the eggs have already been used or these free gifts have already been used, have them disappear. Stop alerting me to eggs that have already been claimed. Right? Come on, are you with me? I mean, who's tired of that shit already? Like, oh, somebody dropped an egg. Then you go to it and you're like, oh, they were all claimed already, like an hour ago. I've been on. You can stop that nonsense. But I digress. They did add a couple good things, so I'll give them credit for that. All right, guys. Good enough. It was a good time, good stuff tonight. Again, coordinates list tomorrow. We'll get going. As I always say, guys could have been anywhere and you were here tonight, so I do appreciate you fully. QB18 out.